on the radio. It makes me want to hurt someone responsible for doing this to this child. It's absolutely unbelievable. And what I need some help understanding is how the chain of command could have delivered this aberration, this disgrace. Let me tell you what happened, okay? Police were called by teachers who told the Review that they believed she was smelling strongly of cannabis. The grounds for what happened next include the fact that she's friends with somebody who had previously been excluded from the school for drugs-related offences. They suspected she was carrying drugs, so they searched her and didn't find any. They then contacted the officer who, the school's liaison officer. The officer wasn't actually in place. And they suggested, I kid you not, phone the police because they think that a 15-year-old schoolgirl smells of cannabis. Mate, I can't go anywhere in London at the moment without smelling cannabis. I mean, literally anywhere. The smell of cannabis it's like the sound of Bow Bells. It invades every single corner of the capital. But this police officer advised these teachers to call the police. 4 officers turned up because a 15-year-old girl smells of cannabis. 4 officers turned up, 2 of whom were women, and they carried out the search of the girl while teachers remained outside the room and her mother was not contacted. I don't know how they could possibly have conceived. Think about your own children. Unless you're white, in which case this is never going to happen to you. How could they have thought that contacting the mum was unnecessary? I can't read you the 4th paragraph. I don't know whether I should. I don't know whether I need to strike you with the sheer horror of this story that happened in our capital city at December of 2020. But I'll tell you now, this poor child is in therapy. She's self-harmed and she remains in a state of emotional torture. Someone walked into the school where I was supposed to feel safe, took me away from the people who were supposed to protect me and stripped me naked. Detail I will share with you. While I was on my period, she was required to remove her sanitary towel in order to demonstrate that it wasn't hiding cannabis. Cannabis. She added that she doesn't know if she will ever feel normal again. And I have a horrible suspicion that what is remarkable about this story is that it got reported and these scumbags got caught. Still in uniform, probably. Your daughter gets harassed in the street today. God forbid she gets attacked. You call the police. Could be one of these people that turn up. Could be one of these 4 officers who thought it was fine that turn up to deal with your daughter's complaint. There is a habitual failure of police officers to recognise the real age of black people because they often look older than they really are, and that might have been part of the police officers' thought. It's a school, just ask what year she's in. She's 15. Do you know the Daily Mail today is getting angry about that man who wrote a report denying that there's any institutional racism in this country, having an honorary degree taken away from him? That's what the Daily Mail, the best-selling newspaper in the country, is getting cross about today. The man who wrote a report almost to order for Boris Johnson said, no institutional racism here, lads. You will carry on as you are. It's all good. It's all good. Don't go down that woke road. And this is happening in December of 2020 in the capital city of this country. The mother gave a variety of statements during the interview, said her daughter was searched by the police, was asked to go back into the exam without any teacher asking her about how she felt, knowing what she had just gone through. I don't know who I am angrier with, the police or these so-called teachers. This makes me sick, says the mum. The fact that my child had to take her sanitary towel off and put the same dirty towel back on because they would not allow her to use the restroom to clean herself. 11:16 is the time. Remember yesterday morning when I said to you that I was 50 years old before I realised that my experience of policing was privilege. My experience of interacting with the police was privilege. even on the occasions when I was a big enough idiot to get arrested, my experience was privilege. And of course it was influenced by racism, as this report has found. Racism that, of course, according to Boris Johnson's government, doesn't exist. No such thing.